Manisha, we're showing our viewers, as I speak to you right now, we're showing our viewers pictures of your family that you shared with me. Beautiful pictures of you with Deepak, from when you were little children all the way till his graduation, in happier times. And I can tell you that, me and some of my colleagues were looking at these pictures just now in the newsroom, and they were saying such a beautiful and such a tightly knit family. There's, all of you radiate happiness, through these pictures. I want to ask you, when was the last time you spoke to Deepak? Tell us about that conversation. How close were you as siblings?
So it was.
Yeah, Manisha.
Okay, so I'll speak on that. So it was on Tuesday, it's like we used to talk every day, almost like every day. There wasn't a single day when we didn't talk to each other. He was, so busy, but he always took out time, like 1 or 2 minutes for us. And we, always used to wait, okay, bhai ka call aa raha hai. So, we used to leave all the work that we were doing at that time because we know that he's busy. And if he's calling us, that means, he has some time. So like we used to leave everything, whatever, even if I'm doing my office work, I would leave that work and I would attend his call. So it was on Tuesday night, since the time he has joined RR, I was the one who was like crying from that very first day. And I used to tell Jyoti also that, please tell him to leave it. Please tell him not to join it. I used to tell my father also, please tell him, make him understand that it's not safe. It's, it's dangerous. As a sister, I would always say that. But as a soldier, he always wanted to do something for the country. No matter what I say, no matter what father would say, he would not listen to any of us. He was a brave, brave soldier. He chose it, what he wanted to do. And, it was on Tuesday night. He said, we always used to text each other, and I said, okay, where are you today? Whenever, we didn't receive his call, so we used to think where he is, what he is doing. So that night, he just said that, okay, mummy, मैं ना unit जा रहा हूँ. And then mummy replied and said, कहाँ, कौन सी unit जा रहा है? So he didn't reply to that message, and we had another group as MJD. And, our mother, you won't believe, she's such a brave lady we had no idea about. And she's like a little baby of our family. We do everything regarding her, that it shouldn't affect her, because she's so close to Bhai that when he was joining army, she didn't want him to join because he was very small that time, and we are not used to it. We are not used to without living without him. So my mother, like, she was not in that group, and I texted in that group, "Hi, where are you?" He said, "Party chal rahi hai yaar." I said, "Are you sure?" He said, "तीसरा pack chal raha hai." And I said, "Okay, enjoy, be safe." That was my like everyday line, that okay, whatever you are doing, enjoy, just be safe for us.
Yeah.
And he said, "I'll be fine. Jai Golju." So Golju is our, he's a god. We worship him. So I said, why did he say this? So I had a little bit of doubt that, okay, he never says that, but he said that. And the next morning, I texted him, like every day I would text him whether he's there or not. We used to wait for his message. Okay, he's fine. He's there. So next morning we texted and he didn't reply. So I told Jyoti also that, I'm not feeling good about it, because then I texted him separately also, and there was a single tick. And I told Jyoti that, there's something wrong because his net was never off and today it is off. There is something going on. So she always used to motivate, saying, okay, he'll be fine. Don't worry. You think a lot. Don't worry about him. But I used to say, no, 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 there is something wrong. Then I was using Instagram and I saw there was a normal, post saying that one soldier got killed. I thought, okay, there's one more tragedy. It couldn't be my brother. Of course, nobody thinks that.
Yeah.
So then I was busy doing all my, things what I was supposed to do. And then suddenly my father comes, and my husband also comes behind him, and he was crying. And my father, he's such a brave man. He did not cry. He was like, holding it inside. I could see his eyes red. And when I got an idea and I was thinking about it, but I didn't want it to be true. He came and I was like, okay, tell me what happened. You guys are worrying me now. Tell me what happened. He said, no, nothing happened because my mother was also there. And obviously, like I told you, that she's a baby of our family and she would panic. So we were in Kochi that time, and my sister is in Kurukshetra. So we had to travel all the way from Kochi to Dehradun. So my father, he was silent and he said nothing. I said, please tell me what happened because you guys are behaving like this. There is something which has happened. My father just said one line. He said, भाई के साथ ना एक ना ट्रेजेडी हो गई है. He's critical right now. And you won't believe, I was shivering and I started jumping. No, 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 this is not true. This is not true. This is not happening. And then I looked at my husband, he's crying. I said, Daddy, is it actually happening? He's critical, or he's going to be fine, or he's like, no more. I mean, before saying that also, I was shivering. But I had to say it, I had to ask him, but he was like, no, 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 he's fine. He's just critical. He'll be fine. Like that, he said. But I could see my husband, and he never, you know, he cannot lie. His face, he couldn't hide that, feelings. And I was shivering, and then my mother, she heard us, and she came inside, and she was like, "What happened? Why are you behaving like this? What is happening?" So I said, "Mummy, nothing, nothing," because we don't know how she would react. I don't know. I mean, I can't tell you. She is such a, she's such a lady that she would die that time if she would come to that he's no more. So we said, Mummy, nothing. Bhai, he is a little bit critical. He was in some kind of operation, and they have asked us to come to Dehradun. And still, I also had a hope that maybe he's actually critical, and I was actually praying that, okay, please bring him back. Whatever his situation is, I hope he'll be fine. But then I couldn't digest that fact that why we have to go to Dehradun then.
Yeah.
If he's critical, they would tell us, okay, he's fine or not, then only we will go. But why father is telling that, okay, book the tickets, we have to go back to Dehradun.
God.
So I insisted and I begged in front of my husband. I said, please tell me the truth. If you won't tell the truth, I will still have hopes, and then everything, I would die if that thing would come true. Then he started crying badly and he said, समझ जाना मन्नू, समझ जा, मैं कैसे बोलूं अपने मुंह से. And I was like, what? I want to know. Tell me what has happened. Then I said, he's no more. He just said, he's no more. And you won't believe, my whole life, I was like, I think we won't be able to live without him. It was like his coursemate started messaging, his coursemate started calling, and I was asking them also, is it true? Tell me, is there any hope? Can we believe that he'll be awake or he'll come back? His coursemate said, no, Didi, he won't. And then I couldn't even cry that time because my mother was there, and we had to come back from Kochi to Dehradun. And that is a long flight.
Yes.
That is a long way from Kochi to Delhi and then from Delhi to Dehradun. We had no idea how we'll bring our mother to Dehradun. We kept telling her that he's just critical, don't worry. And she started roaming around here and there, praying to God, saying, it cannot happen with me. He's my son. He cannot leave me like that. Then we were like, no, he's not gone. He's there only. We'll pray. He'll be fine. And I have recently delivered my daughter, and she's just 1 month and 14 days old that time. And I was not even thinking about her.
Yeah.
And when I got to know this, we packed everything, whatever was there, and then I didn't even think how she would travel. Then I was only concerned about my brother, and I couldn't digest that fact that he's no more. The things that he would say, that was like, haunting me. He would call every day just to see my daughter. He would say, भांजी से बात कराओ. सब लोग काटो फोन. I want to see her on full screen. फोन काटो. मेरी भांजी से बात करो. मेरी भांजी को कोई कुछ नहीं बोलेगा. And
sweet.
the only thing that I regret about is this thing that he couldn't meet her.
Yeah.
And I feel that her life will be incomplete without meeting him. That is the only regret I have. And like I told you, that we had to travel from Kochi to Dehradun.
Manisha, your daughter will grow up hearing the stories of her mama And we'll be
Yes.
hearing the stories of Deepak, because you will never let her grow up with the feeling that she doesn't have an uncle. She will grow up hearing those stories. But, Jyoti, if I could bring you in, I have never met Deepak. I've covered defense for a very long time. I had never met Deepak. But Jyoti, we have heard such amazing stories about Deepak, including in this last operation, about how brave he was, how as a field major he was leading from the front. He put himself in the line of fire in order to protect his men. Are you surprised at all? This was your brave brother, Jyoti. Are you surprised at all that he was so brave?
Well, definitely not. I am not surprised at all because he was a very brave man, and we always knew that he was a very different personality, totally different personality. So, when I heard the news that he led from the front, he took the bullets and he saved, his Jawan. So it was, nothing new. He was that kind of a person only. He was very brave. Each and every one, even if he did not know the person, standing in front of him, he would take care of him. That's for sure. So this is nothing new that that he led from the front and nothing new.
Manisha, your mother did not want Deepak, to go into harm's way like any mother. And yet, you come from a family where so many people are in the forces. Father wore a uniform, your brother wore a uniform, your husband wears a uniform. So yours is a family that knows what service to the nation is really all about. How did Deepak convince your mother to let him join the army? How did he convince all of you? Manisha, that's for you.
Well, my brother was an all-rounder in school time also. All he wanted to do was to join army.
Yeah.
And obviously, even we both also wanted to join army. When he got selected in NDA and in GS both, my mother obviously was not happy at all. And how he convinced, it was like we both sisters, we told our mother that if he won't go and join army, he won't be happy anywhere else. So let him go. Also, he also told my mom that, right now you're stopping me, but if later on, if I join something else and if I'm not happy, then I'll be blaming you for not letting me go. Also, my dad, he made her understand that let him go, otherwise he will not be happy. And she still talks about it that, when I was packing his clothes, she was still telling him, don't go, think about it once again, don't go. But, it's his destiny. He wanted to join army, nothing else. And I think whatever he did, he is such a brave boy. For us, he'll always be our little brother. But, army is his first love and army is his first family.
Yeah.
So we all know that he has gone with glory. And whatever he did, he always dreamt of it. He was never afraid of it. He, recently he bought a kukri. He took father with him and he told father that, why I have bought this. Father said, why? He said, जब मेरी राइफल की बंदूकें खत्म हो जाएगी ना तो फिर मैं इससे मारूंगा. So that kind of a person he was. He was such a brave guy, and for a family, we were always afraid like something might happen with him. But for him, it was his dream to go and fight in front and to do something for the country. So obviously, whatever he has done for the country, that is something which, no one can do and only a soldier can do it. And the way he has gone, a normal person cannot even dream about it. When we came to know that, okay, he's no more, but when he came in that Tiranga, you won't believe obviously we were broken from inside, but that pride came up and, we felt so much pride. Our family, you won't believe, they are like, we never saw something like this in our entire life. Because of Deepak, we are able to see it. And he has gone with dignity. He has gone with glory, with respect. Whatever he has achieved in such a small time, no one can achieve it in his entire life. For him, he is an inspiration for our family, for our siblings also to follow. He was always, the one who would lead from the front.
And I can tell you,
from our siblings also, he would motivate them to join army. And even now also, after this thing has happened, my all siblings, all brothers and sisters also, they still want to join army because, that is what he has done. That is what he has shown them, that,
There is
doing
something,
something or dying for your
there
country
is something
would
about
always.
Deepak, Manisha and Jyoti. As I bring this broadcast to a close, I just want to tell all of our viewers that, you knew Deepak, you grew up with him, you knew, the jalwa, the magic that was there in young Deepak. We didn't even meet Deepak once, but we also felt it. So we know it's real. And I want to, on behalf of India Today, and I think on behalf of the country at large, I'd like to pay tribute to Captain Deepak on Raksha Bandhan. It's a day of sibling love between brothers and sisters where they pledge to protect each other. And I always believe the memory of Deepak will continue to watch over the both of you, Jyoti and Manisha, for all your time. We wish the both of you the very best. We offer our heartfelt condolences to your family, and we hope your parents will be able to, in time, get over the terrible, terrible grief of losing Captain Deepak. We are all with you. The family of Captain Deepak is also the country. And once again, Manisha and Jyoti, we thank you for Deepak's service. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.